we met on Saturday Night Fever. Andy came in the last 6 months of the run. He took over for the character of Joey. He was the Tony cover as well as having the role of Joey. He went on a lot as Tony. I played the character of Annette in Saturday Night Fever, and she's the character that chases Tony around the entire 2 hours to no avail. He abuses her mercilessly. So that was the first time Andy went on with me as Tony. And he was so great. He was like a great Tony, but he forgot every single line he had to say with me. I would pick up all his lines, so I turned it into one big Annette monologue. So where it would have been like, so what are we going to meet Wednesday night? Hey, and that was it. So I'd be like, so listen, we're going to have to rehearse Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So I'll see you Wednesday? Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday. So it became an entire monologue about seeing each other at the dance studio Wednesday. He's like, yeah, see ya. And we had to leave the stage, and he did it again the next scene. The flirtation started instantaneously, and the weird part was we had the guy who did my wigs and hair in Fascinating Rhythm also did his wigs and hair on another show I'm blanking on, but his name's John Jordan. And he was telling, when he found out that Andy was coming into Saturday Night Fever, he kept talking him up to me. And then he was talking me up to Andy. So he kind of inadvertently played matchmaker, and we'd heard all these great things, and we were both really excited to run into each other. And so, of course, I went up to him immediately, because I'm that way, and I was like, hey, you know, John Jordan said you're great, and I'd really like to, it's great to meet, and he was like, thanks, and walked away. Just completely went, okay, thanks. But it didn't come off like he was shy or anything, it just came off like, whatever,
no,
I know all the ladies love me, see ya.
No.
And he walked away. So I was like, well, that just laid a big golden egg. So
I have a real cool, natural way of getting exactly what I want by actually pushing her away. It worked.
Yeah, so I was intrigued.
I suggest that for men everywhere. Make sure you push the woman that you think is gorgeous and you want to marry, just push them away. And they don't do that. We started dating, and besides having a really good time, I came up to her apartment for that initial
what are you talking about?
Well, the one time I saw the apartment, and
he thought he better ask me to marry him.
I was going to marry that girl. No, but I was like, it's either this or, oh, my tiny 2-room place in Washington Heights. We could live there. And I thought, no.
I was like, yeah, that'll happen. But
happened. How did I propose? The actual ring event was I brought her up to my lovely Washington Heights 2-room apartment.
You're going to get flack for this, you know. Washington Heights is beautiful.
Well, I mean, there's many beautiful areas, but my apartment was not one of them. Luckily, I had a cat, otherwise it'd be mice running everywhere. And we ordered Chinese food from a Chinese/Mexican restaurant. And so romantic. And I had put the ring inside one of the Chinese boxes that was delivered, and I handed her the food because we were just like, oh, let's get something to eat. So I put one of those little boxes in her hands. I was like, yeah, open that. And I was getting everything else ready, and she opened it and she was like, what's this? And threw the ring, the box, like and it hit me in the head. And that's when I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me.
Yeah. That's really exactly how it happened. I freaked out. I didn't see it coming at all. Seriously, I had no clue. And I'm generally good about like figuring things out. Not a clue. Our first show together was Saturday Night Fever on Broadway, and then we were on this kind of endless search to work together, wherever it was, whatever show it was, just to get to be on stage together. So then we wound up doing Me and Mrs. Jones at the Prince Theater, and then we did Nights on Broadway 2 in Atlantic City, and there we did get to sing a bunch of stuff together, and that was fantastic. We got to do Suddenly Seymour together, and that was a real romantic kind of, you know, singing into each other's eyes and doing the big romantic Broadway ballad. And then we did Bright Lights, Big City very recently, just this past July, and we did have a few moments together there. And then, you know, through luck and fabulous timing and who knows?
Talent.
Thank you. And all of that, I wound up being Paulette in the 11th hour, and we're now in our second Broadway show together.
I think it was like the biggest national search for the role of Paulette. So, so I mean, you know, cream rises to the top.
You're a good man, you know that? He
It's
must
just
want a
for the
really
camera.
good present for
For
his
the
anniversary. Well, he plays Dewey, my ex, the evil, malicious, abusive ex. And then he also plays Kyle, her knight in shining armor.
I get to yell at her in the first act. Basically, in the second act, I get to fall in love with her.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Let's see.
I love him as the guy who abuses me.
Do.
I think it's great, you know, so.
Yeah, that's gonna.
It's so
it's all-
not
I
him.
think it's 4 lines that I have, but I milk
He
them
milks
for
everyone.
everything they're worth.
When the love scenes come in and we have to like be all into each other's eyes, it's really kind of, it's an acting challenge to keep
It
a
is?
straight face.
Oh,
Not like that, relax. You're still getting your big present. It's never a given with married couples in the entertainment industry that that chemistry that makes them work as a married couple is going to translate onto the screen or the stage. I think it comes down to the fact that we really like each other as people. And if we weren't romantically involved, I do think we'd be very, very close friends as well. And I think that's what makes it work.